Hi there, Paul again from Skills TX. I'm going to take a bit of a different tact in this session. We're going to look at the concept of evidence and how that supports someone's skill profile. Really important part of having a profile of someone's skills is the ability to make decisions against it and know that it's quality data. So I'm going to come at this from two perspectives. We're going to look at it from the point of view of leadership, and we're going to look at it from the point of view of one of the employees. But let me just take you through an initial concept, if you will. So I'm scrolling down here, I'm looking at this particular user's skill profile, and you can see we've got these skills indicated, proficient, competent, etc. And then notice against them we've got these little indicators. So I've got confirmed evidence, I've got protected evidence, and down here I've got supporting evidence. So we've got three categories of evidence. That's probably going to expand in future. So let's work through them in terms of reliability. So the first one is supporting evidence. So when I click on this, this is basically something that the individual has loaded up. So they've loaded up a badge. It's obviously quite good evidence from that perspective, but of course people can load up whatever they like. So if you've loaded the evidence yourself, we refer to that as supporting evidence. Then we'll take that one step further and we'll have a look at some confirmed evidence. So let me find one here. There we go. And this is the next level where we've had our evidence IQ agent actually analyse the evidence that was loaded and provide a critique. We've just been a little bit cheeky here. The evidence that was loaded is I'm really innovative and super clever. Now that's against innovation, so a little bit of relevance, but clearly terrible evidence. So we've actually said the evidence is poor, and we've given a big explanation as to how that would be improved, and obviously plenty of room to go there. Then the final one is protected evidence, where evidence has been created by a third party. This might be badges that were awarded automatically from finishing assessed and certified training. In this case, this is actually evidence that was created by someone called Eric Eggert on the 7th of July, and this is someone else signing off the evidence, so hence the reason it's protected. I've not got the edit button because it was someone else that loaded that evidence against my profile. So let's now come at this from the perspective of a team leader. So I'm going to click on my people, and by team leader I mean basically anyone in leadership. So I've got a relationship here with AA. I've got a mentor relationship. I can go and have a look at the profile. I can see the evidence just exactly as I've just showed you. So if I scroll down, I'm looking for the boxes here. So we've got protected, we've got confirmed, we've got supporting, etc., etc. Okay, so that's an initial view. Leadership, looking at a worker's skills with the evidence that supports. I can look at it collectively, so I can just look at evidence here, I can see what skills they're associated with, the types of evidence, etc., etc. So I can look at it from the profile, or I can look at evidence as a list in its own right. But one of the really major concepts that we've built in to the way that we manage skill profiles using frameworks is the ability to take an action. So skills generally are improved because I do something. So that doing something might be a training course, gets me on the path. It might be, let's have a look, hands-on experience. So actually practicing, it might be coaching and mentoring, etc., etc. But if I click this button here, it says show current active proposed updates. So this individual has spent 2 weeks with the install squad. Spent 10 days. If I have a look, so this has already been proposed by leadership. So it's saying that we're proposing that 2 skills get upgraded and that you have knowledge. So didn't really do too much work, just sort of oversight of what the installation team was doing. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to log in and show you what that looks like from the worker perspective. Okay, so I've logged in as that user. We considered that there were some proposed changes made. If I scroll down here, it was actually the user I was logged in as, the mentor, Raphael, that had proposed some changes back in May. If I click on it, it's going to show me what those proposed changes were. We've already seen this. It was related to systems installation, and we're suggesting that it should be knowledge, hence the stripes. The reason it's in like a sort of amber type colour is to highlight that these are proposed. And as an individual, I have two choices basically. I mean, I can cancel and come back. I can accept those changes and then my profile will be updated, or I can reject them with a reason. I'm going to accept them and we'll see how this happens. Okay, just send a message back to the person that recommended those changes or proposed them. And what the system's now doing is several things. So it's actually making some fairly major updates. First thing it's doing is creating a new version of the profile. So you can see that that's happened. If I scroll up, the approval has now disappeared because the profile has changed. And if I scroll down, we'll find those skills that I was referring to. Here they are. And if I click, it's going to show me now that that action has actually been converted to a piece of evidence. So it's exactly what it said. Evidence was created by an action type of shadowing. It was proposed by Raphael, and it was done on the 10th of August. So that is now locked evidence because someone else proposed it. So hopefully you can see, once you've got your profile in a good state, then all of the updates and all of the evidence from that point forward can be done by just making sure you keep your action plan up to date. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to create another action and then we'll just finish this off. I'll log in as Raphael and I'll actually show you that proposal process. Okay, so I've logged back in now as Raphael. My mentee has been on a training course, so I'm just going to go and have a look. So I'm going to have a look at their action plan, and I'm now going to get an option to make proposed changes. So proposed changes here and add evidence. So I'm going to click on it. It's showing me the one training course that's been completed. I can go look at the details of it, or I can process. I'm going to see all of the details. So this is the course. I might have been informed that this individual has actually completed and passed all the tests and everything else. So I'm now going to say, it's telling me that the skill that was being addressed is actually missing. So they just don't have the skill. So I'm going to select that they've now got knowledge of that skill. And I've got two options here. I can send a request for the individual to accept, which we've just seen. So that is the worker is part of the process to say, yes, I agree. On the other hand, you know, we might have already discussed this, or it might be just, it's very obvious, so I don't have to do this. I can uncheck that. You can actually see it's telling me what that means, and I'm now going to process. Okay, it's asking me if I definitely want to do that, because again, this is actually now going to do a full workflow. It's going to take that action. It knows what skills or skill was being addressed by the action. It's going to update that person's profile, and it's also going to convert that activity into a piece of evidence. So now if I go into the profile, I'm going to look at storage management as a skill. So we'll go down here. There we go. So you see it's been added as knowledge. If I click on it, it's telling me exactly where that evidence came from. And if I go and look at the evidence for this individual, I'm currently still logged in as the mentor. Here it is, the action, when it was created, etc., etc. So we went from a training course being documented as an action, that training course being completed, and someone else saying, yep, I agree, let's update everything, we'll update your profile, we'll update your evidence, and obviously that action just remains as a completed action. So hopefully that's a good run through for you in terms of evidence. We're really strong believers in it. There's far too many situations where the skills are just self-documented, and from that point of view may or may not be reliable. Once we build this sort of circular loop into that process of keeping your skills up to date, then we can be very comfortable and confident that the choices we make are based on good quality data. Okay, thank you.